Students of Success, Dr. Mike here. Today I wanted to talk about, or clarify, when I talk about there are only so many tomorrows. Now, when I talk about this, I'm not necessarily meaning like, okay, we're on our deathbed someday and we're 60, 70, 80 years old and we're looking back and we have regrets, we only have so many days left. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the 16-year-old kid or the 25-year-old in college that isn't giving their best effort every single day. When I say there are only so many tomorrows, I'm not necessarily speaking just about your lifespan. I'm talking about the time that we have in certain stages of our life. I'm going to give you a perfect example from my own life. When I was in high school, I played soccer. I was at a big high school. So you picked one sport. When you picked one sport, that's all you did. So I was a soccer player. And when I was in ninth grade, I could tell you one thing, that when you are in a high school, and if you're there right now, you think that time lasts forever. You think that because you want to get out and get on to that next level of your life, it just seems like it drags and drags. I'll tell you that until that final bell rings, until you walk down the aisle in graduation, you're going to say, where did it all go? It seemed like it was just a flash. Now, I can give you an example of whenever I was in sports. I always thought that someday I was going to be a superstar. Someday, by the time I get to be a junior or a senior, I will develop these skills and I'll be one of the best on the team and I'll be scoring 20 goals a season. But I always thought that there wasn't a time limit to it. So I never really gave my best effort because it just seemed like endless. Like it was never, that time, that tomorrow was never coming. Until that final playoff game that we lost our senior year. And I can still remember it. That was back in 1990. And I can remember it like it was yesterday. Looking around at all my friends that were seniors. And it was just like a deer in the headlights, where you're just like, what just happened? It's over. We're done. When I say there's no more tomorrows, there are no more tomorrows for this portion, this segment of my life. Now there was more coming forward, but I didn't get the best out of that time of my life. So if you're in high school right now and you're an athlete, or even your grades, are you giving your best effort? Because there's only one chance in life. You don't get multiple shots. You're going to get one chance at high school. You're going to get one chance in college. If you're in college, I can tell you one thing, because when you graduate, you have to get into a career, into the job. Time goes a lot faster when you're in college because it's something that you really maybe you don't look as forward to, but time moves really fast because once you get out of college, it's the real world, man. It's the real world. You got bills. You got insurance. You got to take care of a house and car payments and potentially a family. You've got responsibilities. So if you're in college right now, think about it. That time, and it happened to me too whenever I was in college in my bachelor's degree, it was like that. It was over so fast, and I still have tons of memories. I met my wife there, but the time passes. We are always in a segment or a portion of our life. So when I say there are only so many tomorrows, there are only so many tomorrows in these segments. There's only so many tomorrows until tomorrow never comes. And we don't know. We could be 18, we could be 25, we could be 35, it could be 50. We don't know if today is yesterday's tomorrow. That it's done. Anything could happen to us. So you have to be able to live your best life now. Because there are only so many tomorrows, not just in our life, but also in the segments of our life. And if you can live the best life now, you're not going to have any regrets. And if you're that high school student, imagine the difference between being in a sport and excelling and how that changes your whole entire outlook on your life. Or being that person that you put in 50% thinking that you had a ton of time, it can completely transform your entire life, your confidence, your trajectory. Everything about you is based upon being the best you can today. And being the best that you can be today is one of the most unselfish things you can do. You're saying, well, how is that? It seems like it's pretty selfish if you're focusing on yourself. How can you give anything to somebody if you don't have it yourself? If you don't have health, and you don't have fitness, and you don't have that squared away, how can you help anybody else? If you don't have your career, if you don't have your money, if you don't have those things squared away, how can you help anybody else? Same thing with relationships. You have got to focus on you becoming the best you that you can today so you can help other people tomorrow. There's nothing selfish about working on yourself. It's just like the saying about putting your mask on first when you're in a plane. Put that mask on, focus on you so you have more to give to your friends, to your family, to your kids, and to the world. So remember, there are only so many tomorrows. So get yourself out there and live the best life you can today. Take care, guys.